Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, friends and family. My name is Robert. This is 7 Up and At It here on the Yeah, I Said It show. Now, if this is your first time finding us, welcome. I hope you find this uplifting and encouraging and that you gain knowledge from it and that it provokes you to a point where you'll go back and look at previous videos and that you'll stick around and come back every day to watch videos that we do because this is a daily devotional. Um, If this is not your first time, if you're an old hat and you've been here before, thank you so much for your continued viewership. That continued viewership is confirmation for me that I'm doing what God's asked me to do. And I greatly appreciate your time uh, because your time is precious. And to spend a little bit of it listening to this daily devotional means the world to me. Now, whether you've been here before or you're a new person, um, I ask you to do me one favor. If you agree with what I'm saying, just give me a thumbs up. Let me know that I'm on the right track. Um, if you disagree with me, give me a thumbs down. Or even better, because I feel iron sharpens iron and steel sharpens steel. If you feel that I am wrong, or if you just want to give me an attaboy, either way, comment and let me know. Because I personally like getting constructive criticism when I'm wrong. If I've missed it, I need to know that because I'm not a perfect Christian. I'm not on any part of the hierarchy of a church. I'm not a pastor, preacher, priest, any of that. I'm just a flawed Christian who's trying to get it right. And to have fellow Christians to help hold you accountable, make sure that you staying on the right path is something we all need. Now, I video these because I feel um, that these, well, I feel we're all vessels to be used by God. And whatever God puts into us, He expects us to pour it back out. So whatever I learn in these daily devotionals, I want others to be able to have the opportunity to hear it, to be blessed by it, to be able to to learn from it, and to have a closer walk with God. So that's why I video. Now, the what is 7 Up and At It? It's a daily devotional where we'll focus on a particular verse of the Bible, okay? And I'll look at preceding verses and I'll look at verses that come after it. I also look at different translations so I can get a full context of what God is trying to tell us in His Word. Now, it's called 7 Up and At It just as a thank you to my dad here on earth, who used to come in and wake me up a lot of mornings. And it would be three knocks on the door would open up, and he would simply say, "It's 7 Up and At It." And if you didn't, a glass of cold ice water was coming behind it. And that happened a couple times. So, but now my Father in heaven does the same thing, where He has me up at 6, sometimes 6:30, depending on me, and has me out taking care of our homestead. So and once that's done, I have to make sure it's done or I stop. And at 7 a.m., my butt's in the seat so I can start the daily devotional. So let's get into it. The verse, we're going to look at a verse in just a second, but how do I find the verse? Is simple. Just look at whatever today's date is. So it's August the 23rd. So therefore, I'm going to look at a verse that is chapter 8, verse 23. And today, we found a verse, and it's in Romans, and it's Romans 8:23, like I said. And I'm going to read it out of the Living Bible. Now, I've just discovered this translation, but I'm really enjoying going back and looking at those verses um, from that translation. So I'll read this one to you, and we'll get into it. Romans chapter 8, verse 23, and it says, "And even we Christians, although we have the Holy Spirit within us as a foretaste to future glory, also groan to be released from pain and suffering. We too wait anxiously for that day when God will give us our full rights as His adopted children, including the new bodies He has promised us, bodies that will never be sick and will never die." I would read 24, but I think I'm going to use that one tomorrow because that's just as good. But I want to talk about 23. Okay, we as Christians, we understand, and if you get into the Word and learn the Word, you'll understand that you know we have the Holy Spirit within us, and all we have to do is accept Him as well to be our helpmate. And if you understand the day of Pentecost, they were followers of Christ. Okay, they believed in Jesus Christ. They believed He died on the cross and was rose again and saved them from their sins. But they didn't understand, that when He said He would send a helpmate. The helpmate is the Holy Spirit. And on the day of Pentecost, the Holy Spirit dwelt within all of them at one time. And they all began to speak in different tongues. They all began to praise in different tongues. They all began to worship Jesus. And we'll probably get to that down the road. But in this situation, understand that as Christians, we have access to a helper. And if we don't believe in the Holy Spirit living within us and being our helpmate and walking with us and keeping us from sin and death, then we don't believe in the Holy Trinity as it is designed. And if we don't believe in one of the three, how can we ever believe the three in the one? See, the Holy Trinity is set up for you and for me. See, God is our Father. He's the maker of everything. He created it all. And He sent His only Son to be tortured and to be stabbed and to be nailed on a cross and to be lashed with a cat o' nine tails, thorn crown. I mean, you just have to imagine. Or go watch Passion of the Christ. That's just a microcosm of what He had to deal with. And He did it. And they put Him on the cross, and He died, and they put Him in the tomb, and He went to hell, and He beat Satan. He beat sin and death. And He rose again and sits at the right hand of our Father to make intercession for you and me. But before He went, He said, I'll send you a helpmate. I'll send you somebody that in times of trouble will be there to comfort you and help you through. I'll send somebody that will be there to block the ills that come your way. As long as you stay in right standing with God and His Word and you don't get over into sin, the Holy Spirit is like a bodyguard for us. Okay? Are we still going to go through trials and tribulations? Yes, because we're of this world. We live in this world. We're not of this world. And I'll explain that on a later video, I'm sure. But understanding that helpmate. Now look, I've been through trials and tribulations. Some of you know, some of you don't. In November the 11th of 2020 was when God saved me, or the Holy Spirit saved me from sheer death. I was at a customer's home. It was during COVID. We were required to wear masks. So I went to the door with a mask, with a black mask, black hat, black raincoat. Now, initial thoughts been, that sounds stupid. It was. But the company that I worked for at the time required it. And if they came up on us, the supervisor came up on us and saw that we weren't wearing it, immediate termination. So I went to the customer's house. Her two dogs saw me as an intruder, saw me as somebody, as a threat. and they attacked Rottweiler pit mixes. And I felt I was done. I felt I was going to be killed. And in that moment, I called on Jesus and I called on the Holy Spirit and I yelled out to God, save me, help me. And when I'd said that, my inner being, where the Holy Spirit lives within us, let me know what to do. See, I carried dog treats everywhere I went because if you go to a customer's house and you give the dog a dog treat and the dog loves you, customer or client is more often to listen to what you have to say. Just a little marketing tip if you're a salesperson. And I didn't have a chance to get those out before they took me down. But while I was down and one had my ankle and was biting and one had my forearm in its mouth that I jammed to his mouth because he was coming at my neck. I reached in with my left hand into my pocket and threw those dog treats into the yard. Immediately, those two dogs unlatched from me and went after those dog treats. That's how I know the Holy Spirit is with us all. I know from personal experience just how important it is to ask the Holy Spirit to be within us. Because without that, I wouldn't be here. And I 100% believe that. So understand, I'm over my time and I do apologize, but I want you to understand that we as Christians, we're going to go through things. I go through pain and suffering every day because of that incident. But I am believing that I'll be 100% restored. And I know that in that day, when our new bodies are given to us by God, I will feel no more pain. I will have no more suffering. But I'm going to believe, just as He healed the blind and healed the lepers and healed those with broken bones and maimed bodies, He can heal mine too. Because He's still in the miracle working business. Folks, I'm out of my time and I do apologize. I want you to understand that this is the key to unlock complete peace in your life. As always, I'll stop here. But if you like what I've had to say, thumbs up. If you want to comment, please do. I implore you to comment and let me know, especially what you think about this episode or this daily devotion. So, folks, as always, thank you for watching. Remember, God has blessed you to be a blessing. So today, go out and bless somebody else because that is what truly helps change this world. I thank you for your time. I hope this blessed you. You all have a great day. I'll see you on the next video. God bless.